Thank you. Good morning. My name is Tyler Murphy. I'm a social studies teacher at Boyle County High School. I'm also a member-elect of the Fayette County Board of Education, and I'm here speaking on behalf of myself as a concerned educator and my students and constituents. There are a number of concerns and problems with the proposal before us today, far many to explain in 5 minutes. But today I will focus on 3 main concerns. Number 1, a rush to action that creates confusion, content incongruence, and academic inconsistency. Number 2, the impact on minority and underserved student populations. And number 3, how what's before us today fits into a greater attack on public education in this Commonwealth. I join all the other organizations who have called for us to take a step back, bring all stakeholders to the table, and discuss how we can best serve our students and equip them for success together. That should be a shared goal, but this proposal does not move us in that direction. There are far too many unanswered questions, not to mention inconsistencies in your own impact analysis and statement. The additional cost in a time of already meager sources, staffing strains, and bureaucratic hurdles have not yet been adequately examined. As an educator and soon-to-be school board member, these uncertainties give me great pause. The colleagues with whom I spoke are greatly concerned not only about the vagueness of the proposed requirements and their impact, but also their disjointed nature. The content expectations have yet to be articulated, and yet here we are rushing these through without even knowing what the standards are. It also seems disingenuous to me that there exists an expectation for students to complete post-secondary work as a requirement for a secondary degree. Furthermore, evidence from states like Florida, Georgia, Nevada, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and California, just to name a few, indicate that exit exams like the one proposed in these requirements do not lead to improved student outcomes and, in fact, actually harm student achievement. Already, we teachers spend an inordinate amount of time on test preparation, in some cases as much as 2 months out of the school year. Introducing yet another high-stakes assessment will convert the students' high school years into a series of test prep classes. Ask any college professor or business professional, and the enduring skills to which they will point as important are creativity, problem-solving, critical thinking, and adeptness at social interaction. Where is there room for high school teachers like me to hone these skills? Think of it this way. Today's kindergartners will be retiring in the year 2078. If we had only prepared students in 1958 for the careers of their time, how well would they fare in today's society? The skills that will endure, however, are the skills whose values cannot be reduced to a single high-stakes assessment or even a single high school credit. As someone elected to represent schools in our Commonwealth's second largest school districts with half of our student population non-white, I'm concerned about the requirements, the risk these requirements pose to our minority and underserved populations. By ignoring the total of a child's schooling career, these requirements force high schools to make up for educational gaps and deficiencies that have followed many of our most disadvantaged students from the cradle to their freshman year. If we want to get serious about academic success in high school, and I do believe we should, then we need to get serious about investing in academic success before a child even gets to kindergarten. What steps is our State Board of Education taking to make early education a reality in this Commonwealth? These graduation requirements are a setup for a system that only creates more hurdles to success and, in turn, more avenues to inequity. This sets our most marginalized students up for failure in high school after decades of refusing to adequately support them in their most formative years. Furthermore, in an article published earlier this month, Commissioner Lewis wrote, students in rural areas are less likely to have access to advanced courses. Likewise, students in underserved or overcrowded schools are less likely to have access to diverse selection of courses or the parental involvement to guide them in selecting courses. Establishing graduation requirements that impose more hurdles for these students and districts before actually addressing the hurdles already in place is amoral at best. Which brings me to my final point. In the months after the board created an arbitrary accountability model that single-handedly labeled half of our public schools as underperforming, This would be setting yet another bar without giving the schools the time, resources, and input to ensure our students are well served. At the same time, it ignores the progress we've made in districts like Boyle County and, yes, Fayette County. The game is afoot, my friends. And that word is not mine. Commissioner Lewis himself referred to this as a game to force charter schools on an unwilling public. This is a setup, and the students of our Commonwealth deserve better. So when we get serious about investing in public education as the Constitution of this Commonwealth requires, then we can have a serious conversation about improving outcomes and truly making education, public education, meaningful in our Commonwealth. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments.